Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rolling Elbow 360 YouTube channel, and welcome back to our TNA in 2016 save. We are back with the show right after our Hard to Kill pay-per-view, a pretty good pay-per-view, definitely better than our first one, about 11 points over. We had a decent main event with James Storm and Bobby Lashley. Of course, Lashley coming out on top, still the world champion. Drew McIntyre is officially our number one contender. Christian Cage got the victory. Let's see, anything else big? The Motor City Machine Guns are the TNA World Tag Team Champions. We have got a big show here today, and let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. The very first thing we see as the show opens is James Storm walking into the building. He is not happy after his loss to Bobby Lashley at Hard to Kill, and he walks in and says, "Tonight, I'm going to fight. I'm going to get some anger out, and I'm going to fight here tonight." So pay no attention to the Eli Drake. So 58, decent, pretty cool. Let's move on, where we see our commentators breaking down the show. Desmond Wolfe and Jeremy Borash just breaking down what we're going to see. Kurt Angle is here tonight. We are going to see let's see what else. We're going to see a three-way for the tag team titles. Pope's Pulpit tonight. We are going to see a whole bunch of stuff. And so, yeah, 54, decent. Then we go into Kurt Angle's appearance. He is here. And he comes out and he says, "It is such an honor to be here. It is such a wonderful time to be here. I am just so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with the TNA fans and to just get to spend time with you guys again. I know I had my retirement tour, and I am back. I am here, and I can't wait to spend some more time with you. But, of course, I'm not wrestling. And so I have somebody that I've been training who I believe is a great worker and can come alongside and do well, and I'm going to be his mentor, and he is going to be my protege, and that man is Joe Hendry." Of course, Joe Hendry, with his amateur background, with his just incredible charisma, wanted to bring him in, thought pairing him with Kurt Angle would be good, and it's going to have storyline purposes. So Joe Hendry comes out, he's here, and Nick Aldis, his music hits. He walks down to the ring. Of course, Nick Aldis lost to Drew Galloway at Hard to Kill, and that's who Drew Galloway beat to become the number one contender, was Nick Aldis. And Aldis says, "Kurt, I respect you, but I gotta talk real quick." And Kurt's like, "Well, I don't really appreciate you interrupting me." He says, "Well, no one cares about your little rookie. No one cares about any of this. I have something important to say about the world title that I was unfairly taken away from, and I need to speak. So Kurt, you just..." And he's talking about Galloway and Christian Cage or excuse me, he's just talking about Galloway. He's like, "This was unfair." Of course, Spud's there with him. "This is unfair. None of this was deserved. I deserve to be the world heavyweight champion. I deserve to be the man who..." blah, 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 blah. And Kurt Angle says, "Well, you know, before this, I was actually talking to Jeff Jarrett." And you know, he just keeps interrupting Nick Aldis, and Nick is finally like, "What? You talked to Jeff Jarrett? What?" He said, "And you know, Jeff Jarrett made a match for tonight with you in it so that you could find your way back to contention." And Aldis is like, "Okay, who is it against?" "Christian Cage. In the main event tonight, Nick Aldis, Christian Cage." And Aldis is blown away. He's not too happy. He does not want to fight Christian Cage. He is not wanting to do this, but Jeff Jarrett's made the match. Kurt Angle has announced the match, and there we go. So we will see, and And Kurt Angle alludes that he will be at ringside for the match as well. So we see this 64 rated, 68 for the Kurt Angle part, 59 for the Aldis part. Was there any kind of... Kurt Angle's got a poor gimmick. That sucks. Low heat. So, okay. Cool. But 64, decent enough. Let's keep going. And we see Shelton Benjamin defeat Timothy Thatcher in 9:58 by pinfall with a pay dirt. This match was just intended to get Shelton a win. Of course, last week he was beaten by James Storm, but, I kind of want to get him some wins under his belt. So 56 for him, 59 for his in-ring rating, 56 overall match. Pretty good. Timothy Thatcher, I think he's departing our company soon, so 42 is decent. It's not bad, but just something to get Shelton a little bit more over and to get him some wins under his belt. Next, we see a promo package where Angelina Love is in. She is in the promo package saying that it's time to make TNA more beautiful again. Of course, teasing a Beautiful People reunion and creating her own Beautiful People. Next, we see Roderick Strong bust into Jeff Jarrett's office, and he's like, you gave Eddie Edwards another shot. You gave everybody else another shot. When's my other shot? I deserve another shot at the X Division title. I was screwed, wasn't I? And so him and Jeff Jarrett are going back and forth when all of a sudden you see Manic and Suicide coming into frame. Of course, this has been playing out on Explosion. Manic is talking, being like, just use your word, Suicide. Of course, Suicide cannot speak, and so he's just like acting and all. And Jeff Jarrett goes, well, it seems like you've got the solution. We've got the solution right here. You can face Manic or Suicide, whichever one they pick, in the main event of Explosion this week. And so Roderick Strong is like, well, what the heck? This is dumb. And so we just have a little bit there. 45 rated. I thought this would be better, honestly, but oh well. The gimmick is really what's kind of killing, and the storyline heat. But let's move on. Where we come back to the ring, and we see Braxton Sutter and Allie getting ready for their tag team match. Eli Drake and Tyrus come out. Eli Drake is like, I bet you don't even have any friends. You don't have friends. You're a loser. You don't have a tag partner here tonight. What, you going to get your wife to tag in? And then all of a sudden, Braxton Sutter grabs the mic and says, well, actually, I do have a partner. And here he is. And James Storm's music hits. And here he comes. He's a ball of fire. And he comes in and he gets the victory. Storm pins Tyrus with an 8-second ride. Holy cow, that'd be incredible to see. Wow. Him picking up Tyrus like that'd be crazy. So, big match here. Eli Drake and Tyrus losing to James Storm and Braxton Sutter. It's an 8-minute match, mostly because we're just going to say, maybe James Storm tags in, but Braxton Sutter tags back in, and Tyrus and Eli Drake are able to beat him down. But then he tags back out, gets the hot tag to James Storm, and beats down Eli Drake and Tyrus, and gets the victory over Tyrus, with Eli Drake escaping with his belt. So he leaves, he tags out to Tyrus, and he escapes with his belt, leaving Tyrus alone, and James Storm, of course, getting the victory. So 50 from Tyrus is pretty good. 40 for Drake. James Storm with a 65. I'm hoping that Eli Drake is getting better and better and better. I need to check him out afterwards just to make sure. And so 56 rated is pretty good. And let's move on. Where we see a hype package for the Von Erichs. This is just a normal everyday hype package just to try to get them a little bit more overness. 37 rated. Cool. Next, we have Pope's Pulpit, and he welcomes his guest, Zima Ion. And he says, now, Zima, you have beaten Roderick Strong. You have won an Ultimate X match. You have beaten a lot of pretty solid contenders. What's next for you? And DJZ says, I think it's time that I relax. I think it's time that I do what I want to. because I'm the X Division champion. Cocky X Division champion stuff. When all of a sudden Sanjay Dutt comes out, and of course I forgot to mention it last week, but one of the main cruxes of the Pope's pulpit last week was that D'Angelo De Niro was making fun of Sanjay Dutt for never winning the X Division title. He says, "You've been here all these years and you've never won the X Division title." Well, Sanjay Dutt says, "Well, next week I'll step up." And so this week he's stepping up. Sanjay Dutt comes out and says, "I want a match for the X Division title." And Zema Ion is like, "Listen, dude, you're not really championship material, if you know what I'm saying." Just kind of making fun of Sanjay Dutt. And we'll say Sanjay Dutt slapped Zema Ion, whatever. So a 56 rated. I don't think I did I did a, excuse me, let me scratch what I just said. Sanjay Dutt is then like, well, he slaps Zema Ion and says, "Well, I'll go to the ring right now and prove how good of a star I am." And so he goes to the ring and has a match with Bob Holly. Bob Holly was the only person. He's got overness. He sucks. He's old. But I'm stealing his popularity and giving it to my guys. So Bob Holly gets beat in 7 minutes by pinfall with a 450 splash. Zema Ion was out there. Let's see. He needs to turn heel. So 44 rated match. Decent, whatever. Anything else? So, cool. So, we now see Sanjay Dutt is who he says he is. He's a pretty good wrestler, I guess. Not I guess. He is a good wrestler. Next, we see the Broken Hardys are here, and they say, "At Hard to Kill, we were deleted, we were reincarnated, and we will not be defeated. And it is now our time to ascend to the mountain, for Brother Nero to be the obsolete mule that he is, for me to be the champion that I am, and for us to go on a conquest of gold for the tag team titles." And Abyss, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary hit, and they say, no. We're the former tag champs. You got to go through us. This is not how this works. And there's just a big schmoz, and, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy like, "Well, we will see you next week if you would like to." So 58, not great, but it is what it is. Why was it penalized? Cool. Okay. Next, we see another hype video with Brian Cage and Taz, just trying to get old Cagey boy over. Trying to get him just good enough to where he's recognizable so I can use him more. So a 45 may help with that. Next, we have a tag team match where Jade and Hamada defeat Gail Kim and Rosita when Jade submitted Rosita with a guillotine choke after blatantly cheating. So the story of this match is Tara gets involved. She gets involved with everything. So then Tara gets involved. She's at ringside helping her tag team here when Mickie James comes out and starts, trying to pull Tara off the ropes, but ends up accidentally hitting Gail Kim, and she's nursing Gail Kim, trying to help her out. Gail Kim is like, "Why the crap did you do that?" And Jade gets the victory over Rosita. So Rosita was just in this match to take the pin. Got a 25, not great. 51 from Gail, 38 from Hamada, and a 43 from Jade. So pretty good. Not great, but good enough. Our women's division needs some help right now, and so we're trying to do whatever we can to get it there. So 42 is not bad. Next, we see backstage, Drew Galloway is here, and he's like, "Oh, I need to make a statement tonight. Big Bobby Lashley, I'm ready for you. I'm ready to be the world champion. I'm going to take that title from you." And so, yeah, just basic stuff like that. 59 is not the best, but... And then right after that, we see another backstage segment where MVP Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are talking about Drew Galloway, where they're like, "Please, he ain't nothing. He's a scrub. He sucks. He's no good. He's bad. He sucks. It's bad. So he does that. they're just talking about him being like, he's a chump. The Almighty is here. And so, yeah. And next, we see our number one contenders match for the TNA the TNA tag team titles. Excuse me, so sorry. We see a 63 rated match. 70s from both the Wolves is pretty good. 47 and 57 from Low-Key and Homicide. 27 from Trevor Lee is not great, but a 38 from Andrew Everett's decent. So the story of this match is, of course, the Wolves have not been getting along greatly recently. Eddie Edwards losing his X Division title, losing his world title shot, blaming Davey for him not being able to get another title shot yet. Just a lot of dissension in those ranks, but Jeff Jarrett gave him this shot to become the number one contenders for the tag team title. So, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns are at ringside, watching intently, seeing the landscape of everything going on here. And so, yeah, we have that. Pretty cool. And afterwards, we see nothing crazy, just the Machine Guns enter the ring and stare down with the Wolves. So, yeah, 50 rated is not great, but it is what it is. Next, we are backstage, and we see a promo from Mike Bennett where he's just saying, Christian coming out of retirement just to hold young guys down, just to hold me down. It's not cool. It's lame. It's stupid. I'm sick of these old guys coming into our business, coming and trying to take over and hold me down. I'm the miracle. I deserve shots. I deserve a chance. And I'm going to prove how good I am. I'm going to prove that these old-timers can't hang anymore. And I've got just the plan to do it. So him and Maria obviously talking. 51 rated. Pretty cool. And then we go into our main event. Wow. In a good match, Christian Cage defeated Nick Aldis in 1439 by pinfall with a kill switch, unprettier, following interference from Kurt Angle. 73 from Christian Cage is incredible. 61 from Aldis is also pretty good. So, yeah, these guys just have a match. So, I forget who I put at ringside. I put Kurt Angle at ringside. I put Spud at ringside. I put MVP at ringside. Just because. I don't really know why I put MVP at ringside. But, so basically, Christian Cage is here, and he is doing his thing. He beats Nick Aldis, but the finish of the match sees Aldis trying to get a chair, and Kurt Angle grabs the chair from him, takes it from him, and, of course, that leads Christian Cage to getting the win. So a 73, that's probably our best match so far, if I had to guess. But after this match, we see a segment where Christian Cage is in the ring. He's standing there talking. He says, "This is good. I'm so glad to be back. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alongside and back with this crew. And you know, it's been a long time since I've been here, but I think my goal is to hold championship gold. I want to be the world champion of this company." And so that prompts Lashley, MVP, and Shelton to come out, and they basically say, "Champion? You've had one match. You just competed in your second match here in TNA. You've been back for maybe a month. What makes you think you're worthy of a title shot yet? What makes you think you're able to be champion?" And so as they slowly get closer to the ring, and Christian's jeering back at him, MVP's jeering. He says, and Christian says something, and finally MVP says, "Well, fine. We'll show you what championship material looks like." And they go, and Shelton and MVP bust down into the ring. They're beating down Christian when Drew Galloway makes the save, coming out with that steel pipe like he did that one time. And a 69 rated is pretty good to end the show here. I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're going to get a 68 for the show rating. 68, hey, pretty good. That Christian Cage stuff definitely was great. Kurt Angle stuff was well with Nick Aldis. What else? The tag match, the triple threat tag match was good. I'm excited for the James Storm, Eli Drake story. We've got a lot of good stuff going on. I'm really happy with, that first month was kind of rough. Now we're getting into some decent ratings, some decent stuff, and I think it's going pretty well. But with that said, I will see you guys at Explosion in just one moment. All right, and we are here for Explosion. Okay, so in our opening contest, we have got Douglas Williams defeating Bob Holly in 8 minutes by pinfall with a Chaos Theory. Holly with a 30. This is so interesting. Douglas Williams with a 57, a 49 rated match, showing true unprofessionalism. A clearly unhappy Bob Holly completely phoned in his performance. It was clear to everyone that he was not trying at all. That's crazy. That is crazy. Huh. Interesting. Bob Holly don't like it. I'm literally just taking his popularity, so I don't care. So 49 rated. It is what it is. It's a win for Douglas Williams. Then we have the Reno Scum attacking the Von Erichs backstage. 33 rated. Then just a promo from the Concrete Outlaws. Basically just being like, we deserve a win. We're going to get some wins. We're going to take names, da-da-da-da-da. So then we have a triple threat match between Angelina Love, Chelsea Green, and Jordan Grace. I had Angelina Love win, but Jordan Grace, holy cow, 45 from her. Star is born. So 40 rated for the triple threat. Then just another promo from Tara and Jaden Hamada. Then Taz and Brian Cage have a promo. Actually, excuse me, they beat someone up backstage. That's what I did here. And then the Decay picking up a victory over the Bromans. I'm sure I've had this match a couple times, but, whatever. Crimson with a promo. Golly, he's so good. Then same with the Helms Dynasty. And finally, we end the night with Roderick Strong taking on Suicide, like was said on Impact. Them wrestling, fighting it out. When Manic comes and he distracts Suicide, just doing the same thing they've always been doing, just like, hey! And Roderick Strong gets the victory. So a pretty good match there, actually. So finish the show, 51 rated for our Explosion. Our financial report, we made $12,000 from this TV taping. Let's see, our popularity is going up in a couple regions, so that's awesome. We are having a lot of success in the popularity area. Where we're not having as much success is in the financial area, which I can show you in just a second. We're not doing too hot there. We're not hemorrhaging money, I wouldn't say, but we're not making money, and so that's not fun. What is this? A pay rise request from Jade. Let's give her 75% of that. All right. Oops. Don't look at that. Actually, you can look at that. These are people that I've put on 1 month contracts, so after that month is ended, they will no longer be with us. Kurt Angle offer. New Japan. A touring contract. I'm not sure I love that, but okay. We'll look at that. Should we sign Sin Cara? Does he have another? Yeah, he's got an extension offer already, so I'm not going to try to compete with that. Our viewing figures, 0.58. It's not terrible. Let's see what they had to say about us. It was great, drawn a lot of praise. What about Explosion? Hardly spectacular. That's okay. Who cares? It's Explosion. So here's the money. So we're not I wouldn't say we're losing it hand and fist, because we've got a lot. We've got a lot of money, and we're making money in certain areas. It's just, it looks like it's really just our production and maybe our workers' fees that are kind of killing us right now, but I'm not really worried about that. One thing I do want to ask everybody, as we know, there's kind of been a story going on between Lashley. Let's see, did his popularity go up? Lashley, MVP, and Shelton. Did his popularity go up? No. So, of course, we know that this is a kind of a rehashing in this world of the Beatdown Clan or the Hurt. Let's see what the Hurt business or the Hurt Syndicate now. It's kind of a rehashing of that. I don't think I'm hiding that or trying to be mysteriously, whatever with that. Is he recognizable now? No. Okay. Dang it. I don't think I'm hiding that from anybody. Is he going up? Okay. And so one of the things I'm wanting to do is obviously I'm wanting to bring in a third member to this faction. Now I had a couple guys in mind. Let's see. Let me run through the roster. Where's Mike Bennett? I want to see if he went up any. He did. Yeah, he did. Nice. Good. Did he go down? No, he went up. That's good. Anybody else lose or gain any popularity? Just trying to make sure here. How did Sanjay do? He went up pretty nicely. And Zima Ion's doing well. So I had a couple different guys in mind. Let's see. Are they on this list? Yes. One was Leo Rush. So pros and cons of Leo Rush is his, and I tried to really focus it on Lashley and people who were around him. So, Leo Rush was one of the guys I thought about. He's not very popular. He's not very great in the ring or on the mic. He's a good wrestler, but he's not great. So I thought about him, and he's a little undersized. So that. Not in the game. He's not in the game, but in real life he is. I also thought Kenny King. He is great on the mic, pretty good in the ring. He's not popular enough to be recognizable, but he is popular. But he is selfish. He's a little older. He was part of the Beatdown Clan, though. So there's a lot to go in there. And then the final one I thought of doing, and I wish I could do Jay Lethal, honestly, but I don't steal world champions, is Cedric Alexander, for obvious reasons. With him, he's decent on the mic, decent in the ring. His popularity is not great, but he is 100% a babyface in this mod. Now, I could change that. Obviously, I could change that. But some people might not like me changing that. They may just be like, go with the mod. Because I would say Cedric Alexander is better as a babyface. He's not a bad heel, but he's definitely a better babyface. So there's that. So I would say those are the three options I'm thinking of in the Beatdown Clan, or whatever we call it. We may call it the Hurt business, Hurt Syndicate. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not really worried about that at this very moment. So I thought about those guys. I thought about doing stuff with those three guys. So in the comments, if you would, let me know what you think we should do with them. Should we, just keep trucking, keep going, or should we, which one of the three should we hire, really, is what I'm asking. Should we go after Kenny King, Leo Rush, or Cedric Alexander? Or if you've got another name that you're like, hey, well, at least check them out, see what they've got going on, then let me know that too, and I'll see what I can do. But with that being said, I feel like that is all I wanted to cover for this moment, I think. But with that said, our next pay-per-view is No Surrender, coming up in 3 weeks? 2 weeks? We've got 2 more impacts, and then No Surrender, and then we will begin the build to Bound for Glory. So, we're getting into the big show. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for checking me out, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.